Ladies and gentlemen, can I have your attention, please?
Welcome to the Jericanation. All things online selling and whatnot. Here you are, episode 2. Look, I already have a script prepared. Of Jericanation. The only couple running the game of the eBay trafficking.
Keep running.
Okay, so that didn't work as planned. So, in the first episode, we absolutely didn't touch on anything about what we do.
Just a little bit.
Just the tip. But it's good. You start with the tip, and then you get the full package. Yeah, that's package. That's
and
relevant.
speaking of packages,
Speaking of them,
we send out a lot of packages each day.
It's true.
On average, 1. Just kidding. But some days just 1. You just sent out 1 today, right?
That's right.
But then, like, a couple days ago, there was, like, 28.
There was, 28 packages that went out. And what are in these packages that I'm sending out?
Stuff.
I don't know who I was asking, I guess.
I answered.
The air, thank you. The Erica.
The Erica.
So...
Ooh, it sounds mystic.
Okay, so, yeah, let's get into it. We're going to talk about eBay and Amazon online selling, and how we source some things. Maybe we'll start there.
Okay.
So how do we find things to sell on eBay and Amazon?
One way is estate sales. Another way is the bins.
The Goodwill bins.
The Goodwill bins, which I guess we'll touch on what that is, because that's a whole nother story.
But wear gloves.
But wear protectiveness.
When we touch on that subject, we'll be very sanitary.
And other ways are through people who want to sell things that they have in their house, like consignment.
Consignment is also another method. And so when we're at these, either an estate sale, which is essentially...
Somebody dies and a company comes in and sells all their stuff.
Bada boom. Or, it's not always a death. Sometimes people,
they
move.
Divorce.
They move, or then they need to liquidate everything, or they die, and a very painful death right there in the residence, and you walk in on it.
I never think of that.
Sick.
Do you think did somebody just die here? I never think of that when we're at estate sales.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I've walked into the death room.
And it's funny because so many people ask about that. They're like, "Isn't that weird?"
You're stealing the things of this dead person. I'm like, what? I paid $5 for that. I earned that. I earned mine.
Yeah.
It's a good price.
So, yeah. You go into a house.
Yes.
And you find all the goodies.
And the thing is, for me, I already have a developed eye and system, so to speak, as to when I'm checking out what estate sales am I going to go to. I know what I'm looking for, and I know what I can turn over.
But that isn't to say that you don't come across new things every time.
That's right, but because I have the experience of doing it, I have a general kind of risk assessment as to whether or not this thing that I don't really know anything about, at what price point is my risk low enough, and is there enough quantity that I can justify that risk?
Quantity is always good.
Quantity is great. So if there's 10 things that you can get for cheap that are identical, and you have an iPhone or the internet on a device that's portable, so look it up. Come on.
But don't get too ahead of yourself, because looking it up, you can get real excited because people...
It can be misleading.
Yeah, people
You're like, oh, this retails for $3,500.
So one of our first tips, and probably one of the best tips, is to look in the sold section on eBay when you're researching some things. So Not what people are asking, because there's Beanie Babies that people are asking millions of dollars, and that's just
Exactly.
not true. No one's selling it for that much. If you check the sold, it sold for $2.99. So suck it.
So don't pay $5 for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, exactly. So the way you do that is you type in the eBay search, whatever it is that you're looking at, and then you can filter your results by sold or completed listings. And don't get lazy because you don't see it on the first drop menu. Scroll down the page because it's like half a scroll. So do that and then select sold items. And then you'll get to see what is that even? That's
That
so
was-
creepy. Why'd you draw that?
That's you.
Oh, that was me as a clown.
Yeah.
Ooh. We'll get into that also some other time. The mystery. What are we talking about?
Clowns.
So, yeah, look in the eBay sold section of whatever it is that you might potentially think has value. Your perception of what things are worth is so off. I'm sorry, your reality is skewed.
Just dropped that on
Just-
you and just called you.
Call it for what it is. You know, you think that the thing that
Ignorant.
you've had for 10 years is really valuable, but it's valuable to you because it's sentimental. On eBay, it's $5. And sometimes things that you're like, that's not worth anything. And then you sell it potentially for hundreds of dollars, which happens to me all the time.
I'm sure we'll have an episode that talks about our biggest flips.
Ooh, what things to look for specifically. But we're starting off with where you can go to find things to sell. So don't get greedy with, the knowledge and whatnot that we're providing freely to you handsome
Or
ladies and
for
men.
$15.99 a month, you can have. Just kidding.
We're not selling a service here.
Not yet. Unless you want to pay
Damn!
for a service. We take 50/50. But yeah.
So that's where you can find stuff, and that's how you
Thrift
can.
stores,
Yeah.
Goodwill,
There's
Salvation
always-
Army.
And I would say the best thing to do, if you're legitimately like, I don't have any money and I will do anything for money, a great place to start is just look at stuff you have that you don't want or need anymore, which I know you have a lot of it. We're Americans, so we all do.
Everybody does.
If you live in any, first world country, however they make that categorization, you have stuff you don't need, and someone on eBay will buy it, believe it or not. I know, it's weird. And the way that you can reference what it's worth is by looking in the sold section. And when I was starting out, I've been doing this for 8 years going. When I started out, I would sell things for like $2 and $5 just to get a rapport as a seller on eBay, because you get positive feedback, which then in the future works to your advantage because people see that you have a reputation.
And people just want, sometimes when starting off, they just want the fast money. Well, everybody just wants fast money. But some things sit. A lot of things sit. Some things
What do you
sell
mean?
the
What do you
next
mean by
day.
that? Things sit.
You get an item, you list it, and it sits on the shelf for many months before it sells.
Yeah, I've had things that I've had in my inventory for over a year, but it takes up a little bit of space, and a lot of times it moves. But no, there's definitely stuff that I'm like, I'm tired of looking at you pair of jeans. You're only $10 anyway. Tired of you. Jeans.
Then you drop the price and sell them for real cheap.
And then the next day, someone's like, I'll give you $10. And I was like, perfect, because as I was asking 9, actually. Oh, so that's another thing, is the method of how you sell on eBay, which I used to do auction only, like a 7-day auction on everything, because that's 8 years ago when I started selling things. eBay was like, do it, auction 7 days, start it at $1. And you're like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, because when people see it and they want it, they're going to bid it up. Wrong. Because if there's,
for 99 cents.
you'll sell it for $1, because what will happen generally is, unless you have something that is very desirable to a very broad market of people, internationally even, unless it's very desirable, there's only going to be X amount of people watching it the week that you have it auctioned.
Mm-hmm.
So
especially 8 years ago,
a percentage of the total market is seeing your thing during that week. So the way that I have now set up my method of selling things is a buy it now at a fixed price that I set it at. So I'm like, this is worth $25, so I'm going to start it at $25. And so you set it at $25, buy it now, 30 days. And it runs 30 days, and I have it so that people can send me offers on it. Mm-hmm. You accept offers on it. And this is all stuff, if you create an eBay account and you start a listing to sell something, it's going to be right there. It's not, there's a learning curve for sure, but the process is real easy.
So yeah, the benefit of doing the best offer is that somebody gets to tell you how much they want to pay for something. Sometimes they pay what you want for it, and sometimes they pay they offer what they want for it, and then you can decide if you're willing to let it go for that much, or you can counter offer their offer and maybe go back and forth a little bit, kind of like the wheelings and dealings of life.
And this won't be applicable to most people who don't know about eBay, mm-hmm. but people who have done it a little bit or are fairly new know about the shipping woes, the mm-hmm. woes of shipping things.
I think that should be a whole.
And for you,
because
you're newer to it than I,
mm-hmm.
what was your feeling about shipping stuff?
Yeah, I had no prior knowledge of shipping anything. I think the only thing I ever shipped in my life was like a painting that I made for my cousins for Christmas, and it needed to like go across the country, and it cost like $70, and I had to do it, so I paid it, and I didn't know there was any other options or any different. I didn't know anything about the different ways in which you can ship, the different packages you can use, and because you had so much knowledge, it was pretty easy to follow your system that you had in place. And it's an easy system.
Sounds like a cult. Drink the Kool-Aid. Ship packages.
Come over to our side. But yeah, I think shipping can be a whole nother episode.
Yeah, shipping is
3,
definitely
or maybe 4.
A thing of its own. That's a 10-minute conversation right there.
I feel like there needs to be visuals.
Oh, there has to be so many like flying around and like screen snapping and slow-mos.
Snapping? How does the screen snap?
When there's like a flash forward cutscene, and then it snaps, pops and cracks.
So yeah.
So I just made X amount of you millionaires via that little...
Via the Jericanation.
Via that.
Army of millionaires. Self-sufficient millionaires.
Self-made money makers.
You just gotta do it. And if you're like, I have no money, like Jake said, just look around what you do have, because you know you got a lot of shit you don't need or want even anymore. With technology, we have to get the newest, greatest thing, you know, just start selling off your old things that you don't, that you might use once a month or something.
Mm-hmm.
Start there. And then you make a little bit of cash doing that. And then you invest that into items from places like we said, the thrift stores or the estate sales. Oh, we didn't talk about how to find estate sales.
Oh, estatesalefinder.com.
Well, that's just for where we are.
Well, then you just type in estate sales into Google
yeah.
and, like, use your brain and stuff.
And there should be a website that lays out, like, a map of which estate sales. And for the most part, they're usually over the weekend. And we usually go on Sundays because that's half off day. So you get the real good deals.
The only time that I would recommend going to the first, like, opening day of an estate sale is if there's something so really desirable to you, or something that you're really knowledgeable about.
Like coins.
I like coins, so I will go the first day for coins.
Cha-ching.
Silver.
This
gold.
man collects all the change he's ever gotten. Okay, maybe not ever, but him giving it away a quarter.
It's a big deal.
It is painful for him.
I'll give you $1 before I'll give you a quarter, because that quarter is very close to my heart.
So yeah, find where your city or your town has estate sale. Sometimes they might not be in your town. You have to travel a little bit. And another thing that we find at estate sales that's really cool is furniture, which is not necessarily something that you flip on eBay, but there's good Craigslist items. And yeah, estate sales, especially in the richer parts of towns, have some pretty cool furniture for a good deal.
I mean, even just for the experience. If anything, you don't want to get into buying and selling stuff online because you're already a doctor of science,
philosophy,
of brain surgeries,
of feet,
and you're like, I'm not going to dirty my hands with buying and selling like muskrats.
Then you hire us to do it for you.
Yeah, then typically you come to us and we sell it for you online and take half. Even if you're that guy or woman or child, I'm not going to discriminate on age either. You should absolutely go to a estate sale just for the experience of, you'll love it. You'll get so hooked
in someone's house and just seeing what they have collected over the years.
Yeah.
It actually like kind of makes you, when you see like the hoarder houses or like the people who have really big collections, you're like, oh, I need to get rid of stuff. So that's a really good way to start. Go to a estate sale that has a lot of stuff, and you'll be like, okay, yeah, I can let some things go, and then your eBay business starts.
Just like that. And I'll touch on, so Craigslist for furniture, I would say that's, if you're at an estate sale and you see a dresser or a vanity or a nice set of end tables or something, there's a lot of considerations with furniture. For me, is it solid wood? Is it, what kind of wood? When was it, likely made? And is the style desirable? There's certain styles of furniture that are just god ugly, But then there's other styles that, like modern furniture, there's a lot of people who could use that in their home, so they might take that.
And kind of knowing like your market, I guess, is good.
Yeah, I don't know what's popular in your area. But.
Yeah, in Portland, old is in. Old things. People like old things.
Yeah,
repurposed
vintage.
things. Yeah. So that's something to look for here, but in other places they might like modern things. Maybe you live in a town where everybody has IKEA furniture.
Mm.
Estate sales are a great place to find IKEA furniture. How many times have we seen?
Too often.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if you're just going to run a piece of furniture into the ground and it's $10 at the estate sale, then don't worry about it. But, don't pay retail price for a table from IKEA when you can go buy a table at an estate sale for, $40.
Yeah, so
with
even if you
chairs.
don't want to
Damn.
resell it.
Even if you don't want to get into resale, go to an estate sale to furnish your home. I did.
Or your apartment.
Or your apartment. Or your mom's
our
house.
home
Be
is
generous.
Very furnished.
It's
overly furnished.
It's not overly furnished.
No, actually, it's at a good place right now.
It's at a comfortable spot. It's looking very healthy.
Yeah.
I'd say.
But I think we had, when we
At
first
one
moved
time.
in, I think we had 3 vanities.
Yes. Yeah, that's right.
And we have just...
Now we're down to 1.
Yeah.
Because I sold the other 2.
Yeah.
Bada boom, bada boom.
Yeah, and that's another good point. So, why the furniture is lucrative is that we basically paid, I know at least 1 month. Was it 2 months?
It was the first 3 months.
The first 3 months of our mortgage in our house with just selling furniture.
Just
on
reselling
Craigslist.
Furniture on Craigslist, yeah.
That's what you can be doing. You can be...
It was crazy. I mean, I've never been that continually successful, like
in a short period of time.
in a
but we
series of
we
months.
went to an estate sale, a couple estate sales. Like the first weekend, we got the house because we needed furniture, obviously, and they just had amazing furniture for really good deals. We still have a table from one because we just can't get rid of that. But everything else in our house is pretty much for sale, if you like it enough. But we have a table that we really like. But a couple other pieces from that sold within weeks.
Yeah, I got a vanity for like $35 that I sold for like $180. A futon that I got for I paid $40 or $50 for it.
Yeah.
And then I ended up selling
for $100 and
a case
of wine. Which
hey, that's
still,
cool.
actually, I think we still have 1 bottle left of that case of wine.
And that was a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Not winos. Obvi. And there was like a curio cabinet.
That thing was cool.
That I got for $75 and I sold that for $500.
Yeah. And then
a buffet.
That modern.
There was like a modern style.
I don't even know what that was. It was just really cool.
It's like a display cabinet of sorts.
Yeah.
Dressers, and that was $65. I sold that for $300.
And dressers sell real fast. We actually don't have a dresser anymore because we've sold all of the ones that we've had.
But here's a consideration.
Yeah.
You're going to sit on furniture typically longer than you're gonna,
What do we have up right now?
Furniture for sale?
Yeah. We're not sitting on any furniture right now.
I don't think anything.
Is that on?
Yeah,
that
vanity. We have a vanity on.
A really cool one.
There's a record cabinet that I need to get on.
We actually took that down because we like it.
Nah, I still have it on.
Oh.
That's the thing is like furniture. Okay, if you inherited a piece of furniture from your like great grandmother,
or just
and it was
your
like,
grandma,
or just your regular grandma, because she's a beautiful woman also.
Yeah.
If you inherit something that is like in your family, that's like precious, totally. I'm not advocating you sell that. Anything else is replaceable. Absolutely. There's something out there that you're gonna love 10 times more than the thing that you bought at Target. So if you can flip it, let it go, and then get in a new thing. And then sell that too.
Yeah.
And pay your bills doing that. You could just do that.
You could.
Craigslist, it's a beautiful thing. I didn't talk about Amazon at all. I'm fairly new to Amazon. I would say
I don't do Amazon.
Amazon's like really good for newer electronics,
Yeah.
some books,
Mm-hmm.
and what else? Remote controls.
Oh yeah.
and
Random.
and
Let's do
other things.
another episode about Amazon. How you became.
Oh, okay.
Because that's a good story.
Yeah, there's a little story behind there. Okay. I think we'll wrap it up. It's getting early in the night. All right.
This has been another episode. Oh, of Jericanation.
Jericanation. We'll see you next nation time.
We need an outro.
We need outro so bad.
Yeah, so bad.
Desperately outroed. Good night. Tuesday. Tomorrow. Help me. All right.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.